Hi friends, this is Anna Hellman with Scrapping, Stamping, and Stuff. I'm here today to share a handy tip for how to do repeat stamping on little tiny pieces of paper using your Stamparatus. Now, if you've seen my videos before, you know that it is really easy to take your Stamparatus and place large pieces of paper up here in the corner. You just press them all the way into the corner and you can repeat stamp just like that, okay? Do your stamping, take it out, bring your next one in, and repeat. But when they're little tiny pieces, it's hard to do it right up here in the corner for a couple of reasons. One, when you're right along the edge, it's a little bit harder to press on the plate here and get it to stamp properly. The other thing is when your stamp is right here near the hinges, it is difficult to ink your stamp without getting ink all in the hinges. So I have a different way to show you that makes this a lot easier, and I wanted to share that with you today. So the first thing we need to do is to prepare a little piece of paper that this is going to fit into the corner of to line up the paper and the stamp. So it does not matter how big your piece of paper is at all, but I just grabbed a little scrap here and I'm going to trim, I want to trim a corner out of this. So I'm going to trim part way down. And I'll stop. Now I want to trim this piece out right here. So I'm going to line up where my cut stopped. I want that to line up with the groove where my blade is going to cut. And I'll cut down just to the other cut line, okay? So like I said, the measurements on this don't matter whatsoever. What matters is that you get a corner cut out of a piece of cardstock. So now that you have that, what you're going to do is what you probably saw here. And what I've done, I took a piece that I had already prepared and I taped it on to my foam pad here with washi tape. You can hold this in place with a magnet if you want to, but it may shift around a little bit on you and you need this to stay precisely in place. So that's why I decided to tape it down. So the next step is I have prepared several of these pieces of paper that are the size I wanted for this particular Thinking of You stamp from the Blossoms and Bloom stamp set. And I put my white piece of paper where I wanted it. I lined up the stamp on top so that it is going to be centered. And sometimes these little ones can be tricky, but I think that's where I want it. Once it's where you want it, bring your plate over to mount it to the plate. And now we just need to ink it and stamp it. So I'm going to use one of my Stampin' Spots. You can definitely use your big ink pads for this, but the Stampin' Spots are pretty handy when you're using the Stamparatus and especially on these small stamps like this. You can get our Stampin' Spots, either they come with our paper pumpkin kits, which is our monthly subscription kit, or you can purchase them as well. We do have some for sale in our catalog. So look, just like that, we have it lined up perfectly on this tiny piece of paper. Now, if you do much stamping, you know how hard it can be to line up your stamp on tiny pieces of paper. And this is just a perfect little trick to make it so much easier. So I'll show you, we'll do a few here. The point of this is that you can do a few of these quickly. And it makes your life a little bit better when you're working on your stamping projects. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely stop back in for some of my other videos. I hope you have a wonderful day, and you can check out my blog, scrappingstampingandstuff.com, for more ideas and inspiration. Goodbye, everyone.